3 years had passed since Tari Briggs was dragged away in chains. Now, Amaka Diri lived in quiet elegance in her Port Harcourt mansion, a tall, radiant beauty in flowing emerald gown, gliding through golden corridors with poise and peace. By her side was Carl Johansson, the once elusive foreign investor, now her confidant, standing tall in a grey designer suit, hand wrapped gently around hers as they shared laughter in their sun-kissed garden. Under a coral-hued harmattan sky, Carl knelt in the middle of blooming hibiscus, and Amaka draped in a rose-gold silk dress, her smile glowing brighter than the sun covered her face in joyful shock as he proposed. Across the walls of a cold prison cell, Tari sat motionless, a bitter smirk on her face, staring at an old magazine cut out of Amaka and Carl, her fingers trembling with hate. Faking a seizure, Tari collapsed dramatically in the dusty prison yard, while uniformed guards screamed for medics and rain clouds gathered overhead. That night, cloaked in the storm, she slipped into a waiting SUV with help from a crooked officer, vanishing like smoke into the Abuja night. 2 months later, with dyed hair and a new name, Tina Blaze, she reclined on a velvet sofa in an upscale Maitama apartment, sipping red wine and smirking at Amaka's face on her tablet screen. Meanwhile, Amaka's wedding preparations were underway at Obudu Ranch. Horses, traditional drummers, white tents, and petals lined the stone walkways like a royal festival. On the morning of the wedding, Amaka stood before a full-length mirror in a glimmering white beaded gown, her skin radiant, her eyes full of hope, the perfect image of grace and beauty. But panic gripped the air when her wedding dress boutique was vandalized. Glass shattered, red paint smeared across the walls, and her closest friend, Adeobi, had mysteriously gone silent. Amaka, eyes burning with resolve, brought in Yuzo, a no-nonsense private investigator with a military past, who immediately pinned Tari's fake identity through forged leases and surveillance. From the shadows of a Maitama alley, a secret camera captured Tari stepping out of her compound, disguised, unaware that every step brought her closer to justice. On the wedding day, Tari, masked as a caterer in a crisp white apron, clutched a poisoned wine flute with trembling hands as she scanned the crowd for Amaka. Just as she approached the bride, federal officers swarmed, pinning her down before horrified guests, as Amaka stepped back, heart pounding beneath her jeweled veil. Inside the interrogation room, Tari's voice cracked as she confessed fraud, faking pregnancy, attempted murder, and escape. There was no more running. Sentenced to death, she now sat silently behind iron bars at Cuge Prison, her eyes empty, her schemes turned to ash. Days later, under a clear blue sky, Amaka walked down the aisle on Carl's arm, her smile free of shadows, guests clapping as drummers sang in the mountain breeze. She founded the Diri Justice Foundation soon after, standing at a podium in a regal blue kaftan, empowering women wrongfully accused, with Mama Ife seated proudly at her side. And finally, in a quiet garden behind her home, Amaka watched her twin sons play, Carl beside her, her laughter rising like music, unbothered, unbroken, and finally at peace.